Happy days. Happy days. It is time for some FACEIT League. Grab your popcorn. Make sure it's a big bucket because I'm expecting a full-on banger here tonight. We've got NTMR taking on Dreamland and what has got to be the most anticipated match of the region here, of the entire season. You've got two teams here with absolutely, OWCS caliber quality on them, particularly at the start of the year. Both of these rosters have seen some adjustments, but still, neither of these teams have dropped a series. Both are coming in flawless. Oh, I cannot wait. I've been looking forward to this match all season long. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get into it. It's NTMR taking on Dreamland. Where's my standings? Let's see. Whoop, no, wait. Please hold. There we go. Dreamland coming in 10-0. NTMR coming in 9-0. As we head into the first game of week 7. By default, it should be your 12th. So everybody in A is a little bit behind, except for Shiki and Artemis look to be the two that are actually on default right now. Amplify is ahead of the curve. I don't know what's they're getting ambitious over there with that Amplify squad, right? Like there's some overachievers going on here, and man, have they gone on a good tear. But I mean, our focus is right here at the tippity top. You got the Dream and the NTMR. I've been looking forward to this. The stakes of this season are crazy high too. Going into 2026, you've got top 6 will make it into Master Division for season 8. You have top 8 will just make it into playoffs, period. Right? And then you have top 4 out of playoffs will make it into day or phase 2 of your OWCS qualifiers for 2026. There's a lot to play for all of these teams. From my understanding, right, we're not likely to see Painkiller playing, or Trent. Two really big names there in the tank role. It'll be AST taking on Dion, but who are definitely in their own right two big next ups when it comes to NA tanks. At least somewhat similar hero pools between these two as well. Strength of schedule is, like I said, you still have quite a few matches. Considering we're halfway through the second to last week. And so, like, the fact that you still have 6 games left to play is a little wild, including Extinction. NTMR after tonight, tonight and then after Extinction, and particularly with these two, you can get over this hump. Then you're certainly on track to finish out strong, though it's not going to be without some tests. Taking a look at some Dreamland strength of schedule. Let's see, your most notable win in your flawless season thus far. Very similar storyline. You've been able to beat Shikigami, you've beat Kitsugi, who are both in NTMR's future. You've beaten Amplify, it's kind of the same. Neither of these teams have played Extinction yet. Still in your future here for Dreamland, you still have not just NTMR here tonight, you're going to have YFP in a couple days, and then you will have Extinction on Monday as well. Now, a couple of little easier matches to round it out. And I say easier, teams that are in the bottom 8. No team gets into Master Division by being slouches. Every team here is good. But there is a difference between getting top 8 and bottom 8. There's a little bit of a tier break there, right? So, but these next 3 matches are all in top 8. Any one of them can surprise. Clearly, NTMR being the most highly anticipated. NTMR being your team on the left are your home team tonight, meaning they get the Ilios pick, and they did get first hero banning out the Zarya. They are also going to be choosing to swap sides, so I'll go ahead and get that all plugged in for you. All right, y'all get settled in, get your popcorn, get a fresh cup of tea is what I got here. It's time. We're about ready to get into this thing. Okay, we are getting Rocket and Chopper in here. NenWhy, it'll be NenWhy alongside Graveyard. Oh, this is, I think NenWhy and Graveyard are gonna be a very high damage backline, and if they can get in the fight, then they might give Rocket and Chopper some issues. Yeah, obviously Rocket and Chopper are very experienced and very, very high quality DPS, and as explosive as Manuel and Talisman are. Those two are going to be a tough ask to just flat out win the duels against, right? So I think getting that extra damage in from Graveyard and NenWhy is going to be key. It wouldn't surprise me. Graveyard, I really do think, has one of the meanest Woyongs. It wouldn't surprise me to see Dreamland even lean into that, and we could even carry Woyong without a Lucio ban. It was a Sojourn ban, speaking of bans coming in from Dreamland. All right, let's get into Ilios. Let's do it. We're going to start off on well. Are we ready? I think we're ready and set. We got everything set. You got your Preds. Everything looks good on your screen. Let's go. Let's go. I'm on top of things. A sim rollout. We're going to the Vendetta there for Nightmare. Both teams are rolling with a Vendetta and a Freya here to start things off. This is one of Freya's best maps, well in specific, because of the ability to hold this high ground that manually is commanding right now. Your number one objective of your Nightmare is to close this gap and perhaps dislodge, unless you can find somebody out of position, as a first target. For Rocket to kind of pounce on, then I think your goal has to be get up there and dislodge manually. Manually will tear you apart. And AST, it's feeling it. You can see, just feel like AST has just been under an enormous amount of pressure here on Cage side. Here in this opening engagement. We have had a couple of Nightmare players try to sneak across. I think it was Rocket tried to sneak across the other side. You can see Chcpper at the left-hand side of your screen. But neither able to close the gap. Chcpper heading out. Oh! But AST and Rocket both go in and simultaneously secure some picks. So despite an opening cap going over to Dreamland, Nightmare will win the first fight. Exton is amazing at everything I've seen them play. I agree with that. I didn't realize Exton was coaching Kentsuki. Right now, the tables have been turned. Dreamland kind of has been forced to come back in through Cage side. Really nice slice on the Rocket. We saw a bit of a dance been going on between the Vendettas. Kitsune rush in, kind of on the opposite side, trying to split this team, but a beautiful kite and slingshot back on. What did I say that? Neptune and manually ended up traded. Dreamland might be able to hang on here. Let's see. AST not able to get back in mech. And Dreamland will win out this fight. Winner is fantastic. If they have time to play. Beats from both sides, man. We're just waiting it out over here. Waiting out the sundering. It's the audio cue from the sundering is still so weird to me. I'm always like, wait, which one is that? Dreamland able to hold on, throw the kite back, throw the ultimate from Rocket, that Sundering Blade. Okay, so high ground control, a little bit of a 2-3 split here from Dreamland's defense. Aggression onto the Diva, while simultaneously you send AST up high. Now you're going to send Rocket up to the high ground alongside Chcpper, and you're able to work 5 manually in a 2v1. Back on the point, Talisman throws down the Sundering, and there's a Kitsune rush in play. 99% on the board in this OT. Oh, you're able to zone out Rocket. AST does not make it back, and a little bit of a fumble there at the end for Nightmare. Dreamland will take this first round. Man, coaching seems like such a difficult task. So much to try to keep up with. Get the best out of your players. Strategy versus strength of, you know, it's... What a complicated game to have to try to coach at the highest level. I don't envy him. I mean, some big brains in the seat. It's amazing. Rocket with a great opener on a NenWhy kick off this first fight. But ASD and company are, yeah, okay. They're just going to clean this up. There you go. All right, looking for 3 players to go clear the high ground. Just not give AST that space. You have to play out of the range of, you know, these vendettas can close the gap so quickly. One of the reasons, you know, the diva is so strong in this is you're able to react to that high mobility. Dion still kind of got caught, ends up with becoming a bit of a fight down in the small room. Good job from Talisman, keeping that back angle clean. Manually able to pick up Neptune through that. You see how many assists it takes just to get one opening pick here. Chopper tried to throw in the bullet shot. Unclear where that landed, but the Kitsu's right over the point. And Dion's going to get overwhelmed. ASC able to get back in mech on the front of the objective. Same's true for Dion in the back of the point. So still only one elim here in this fight. And we're still in a 5v5. I believe we've gotten back to a 5v5, rather. That'll change. An overwhelming push. Great eat by AST through all that to gobble up the bullet shot as well. And that just swarm. Got a huge cooldown advantage and push him right off the point. Can I go live on YouTube too? Can't watch Twitch on my... I appreciate the follow. I can try. Yeah. I'm not really set up to go live on YouTube. So I don't actually know that I can change that now. But it's something I will look into in the future. Huge Sundering Blade is going to get the DMAC there onto Dion. And Rocket will just chop right throw him. Sound Barrier in from Neptune as well. And NenWhy did get theirs down. I just don't think Dion got it. Or the shield should just chop through him. The Sundering Blade will go right through him. So that's entirely possible. Hey, Dreamland, don't lose anybody else other than their tank on this fight, though. That late beat from NenWhy ends up doing the trick. He also had a Graveyard Kitsu, I believe, was invested through all that as well. Do not envy coaches, y'all. Holy crap. God, seems so hard. Alright, so a low ground approach. Rocket in first. There goes ASC to back him up. Immediately heading up to the high ground. Talisman tries to throw in the ultimate, but Aniyun had the angle. It was kind of just right out in the open, right? Looked like Talisman was just kind of in the middle of the map. Everybody just turned and shot the Detta. Chopper finds two here, close out the fight. And that's going to be Nightmare flipping the point at 99%. You did get a late touch from NenWhy. Talisman makes it to the objective, but not with much else to do anything, and that is going to be a round 3. We'll decide Ilios over on Ruins. Oh, no. Focus on the players around here. I try to make this more like broadcast style. Right? The focus isn't about my face. It's about these amazing players on your screen. You get enough of my face between maps. There is, you can turn on a tiny version of my face for, I believe it's 10,000 skunk points. We'll turn on, and I will cover up the portrait in the bottom left-hand corner with my face. It is live. Like I said, I do have a camera set up for it. Coach Wufang, thank you so much for the follow. Speaking of coaches. No. During matches, no. The focus is on the match. That is very much the goal around here. We try to emulate more broadcast style in that regard, right? As opposed to co-stream and like, you know, big face on the screen. Like, it's less clutter, more focus on players. Less clutter on your screen. Okay, sorry. Lock in for the opening, or for this map here, for this round. I was reading chat. I'm sorry. We'll lock in. I know my observing is just like on autopilot. It's like there's this subconscious brain controlling observing. I don't even. It's wild. I don't even know what to tell you. Rocket going in to control some space along coast. He's going to get the whirlwind in. Oh, combined with the bolo shot, lands right on a NenWhy. That was a mean little 1-2 punch because NenWhy's just frozen in place. Oh, and manually just, fell into pieces. Rocket with a mean team fight. Holy crap. All right, Rocket might be the best Vendetta we've seen. That's the best Vendetta sequence I've seen. Although, a lot of assists and, props when, what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of credence were due to the rest of the team for help setting that up, But that was exceptional. Rocket just made the hero look so smooth and easy. Man. Absolutely exactly where they needed to be at any point. Now you're going to have plenty of ultimates here for Nightmare. NenWhy ends a little behind after dying in that previous fight in the sound barrier race. But Neptune's going to hold on to theirs as both Kitsus were traded out early. Watch for Manually. And where's Manually trying to set up? Manually's just right back in the pack here with an ultimate. It's going to be Neptune opening up with the sound barrier first. So Nightmare trying to get aggressive. Graveyard just runs through the pack, trying to run over to the objective. Bolo shot was tossed in for Manually kind of escort them in. Manually ends up going down, but I'm still seeing Dreamland in control here. What a push and pull. God, we are all over the map. Yeah, now the Stuttering Blade thrown right over the point. Feels Dreamland has map controls. Graveyard and Talisman do, in fact, claim kills onto the supports. The movement in these compositions is so fast and so spread out. It can be honestly difficult to tell you exactly the catalyst for one giving up space, and then for me. I'm sure some of y'all are able to catch it more. We put our heads together, we'll figure it out. God, just so back and forth over this map. You got DPS ults available into this. The Sundering thrown right on top of Dion. They have to pop the Annihilation to try to stay alive. Chopper's going to layer in the bolus shot. You catch NenWhy with that, but you're not able to kill the tank. The tank stands tall. Oh, the Vortex gets one. The Punch gets another. Dion and Dreamland are holding on to this thing. AST, you can take some Suzu. It takes all your DM. You have no cooldowns, but if you're Nightmare, you're able to get out one piece. We're going to one last chance here for the Nightmare squad. AST running onto the point takes a lot of damage early. You will have a Kitsune Rush to work with, but that's about it. Graveyard will have the match, and we'll get a bolo shot out of Manually. Can be a really difficult ultimate to find value in. There's the response out of Aniyun. Manually able to fray a diff chopper. Big take aim bolt lands onto the Vendetta, and they're gonna. Woo! Actually, Rocket gets two. Rocket was so close to clutching that, but alas, the remaining three stand tall. Dreamland take map one. Ooh, Warden did redeem turn on cam. All right. So we will get cam on for the rest of tonight. Oh man, we don't have to wait long, do we? Wow. Dreamland knew exactly how they wanted to answer. So it's gonna be Curie and Freya banned out. I'm guessing. I'm not even sure. Let's go take a look at the stats, see if that helps us determine who banned what. There you go. There's some popcorn Preds for you. manually, and Talisman 16 elims apiece manually. God, 11.4k. Rocket and Chopper on the other side. Chopper at 12.1k in the fray as well, with 22 and 6. Yeah, then NenWhy in here, 15.7 in the Kiriko. And Aniyun on the other side at 4 and 8. And is that a nightmare banning? Nightmare ban out the Freya. Nightmare ban out the Freya. Okay. So despite Chopper's badass performance with that hero, the fight for first place in Season 7 here in NA Master Division for FACEIT League. Time for Suravasa. We got a dad joke in from Patroclus. One of my favorites, one of my absolute favorites is, what's the difference between a well-dressed man on a bicycle and a poorly dressed man on a unicycle? Attire. There you go, Patroclus. I hope you enjoyed that one. That is a personal favorite. Chopper able to go back in the Soj, as we're seeing in chat. Absolutely feels like a favorite hero for Chopper. One of the best. Rocket sticking with the sim. I also saw this theorized in chat at the very beginning, before we got into map 1. Like, would Rocket actually be coming on the Vendetta or the Symmetra? Now with the Sojourn in play, it's a more traditional looking composition here out of Nightmare. No Vendetta in play. Graveyard even playing a Baptiste on the other side as well as Aniyun. So we even have Baptiste play. We're not even getting any Wuyongs here, you know? We're not getting anything weird. I guess with the Curie band out, you typically see Curie Wuyong. So the Curie band might eliminate that from the table as well. That's kind of an interesting theory. I hadn't really seen that yet. Early progress from Dreamland and early picks is they're going to win this first fight. Manually rocking a Bastion, by the way. So we're, you know, Rocket in Sim, manually and Bastion. Bastion did kind of get, like, I feel like Bastion got shadow buffed for a couple of patches. Stairway approach out of Nightmare. Just try to get Chopper position, try to get Aniyun up here with this window and get Chopper behind it. So you can get some long-range kills. Of course, if you bunch everybody up, it'll be a very easy and enticing flux there for Dion. The window is in play. Chopper trying to play from the high ground. The window's actually in play from Graveyard. The flux does go behind Aniyun's window, but nobody was really there. AST not able to get back to the point. Dreamland will take the opening round on Market. Oh, that's just mean. That's just mean. Yeah, I agree with the Curie band being interesting. It does create these weird backlines. I think if we have Curie, you end up with Wuyong. I don't know. It's just speculation from what I've seen recently. I mean, or you just end up Lucio Curie. There's a lot going on here. We got sound barriers invested in, as well as Blizzard out of Dreamland. But Chopper not trying to respond. Picks up Talisman here. Oh, nice back-to-back kills out of the overclock. Nightmare winning. It feels like their first team fight of the map. I mean, Chopper's silver damage here, 6 and 2, just behind Dion. Talisman May is something to keep an eye on. Her, Gabba Solar Boy. Yep. Yeah, they did not. Rocket got caught in it. But hey, Nightmare won that fight. It's gonna be a sound barrier engage. It's gonna be Nightmare going first here. Rocket got a teleport all the way into the back line. It's gonna force the cryo freeze out. Really good play from Rocket. Just found an opening to kind of get through the defense and get in underneath with the teleporter. And it felt like everything kind of fell apart from there. Forced to fight kind of take place in this kill box, and a very swift response and lethal response out of Nightmare. So we're going to either Palace or Temple. Palace. Ah! No, you stay there. That was off. I assume the Vap and the Freya are coming up here, or the Vap and the Soj, I mean. Still kind of a cool angle. You have to be really careful running onto this point with a Bastion, right? You gotta respect the wheels down. Manually going into assault configuration now. Window already is. He can't be as aggressive as you might like. Respect the teleporter just to get that out of there. But Nightmare have taken over control of the point. They're able to set up on multiple angles on the objective while avoiding the massive amount of damage coming out from Assault Configuration Bastion and creating really wonderful crossfire. Gave him control both in a metaphorical sense and as well as building percentage. Both in a strategic sense is probably more what I mean. Now you got DPS ults to work with here. We're going to have a coastline rotation out of Dreamland. Amplification Matrix in play from Graveyard. So this is a ton of damage out of the Bastion wheels down. Rotation around the outs. Going clockwise around the map. Symmetra teleported for a quick engage with a Phantom Barrier. But Dion good save. Pretty good size flux. Look at 2 were caught in the flux. And manually layers in the ultimate over the top. The Bastion ult. Sound barrier in play, and Dreamland look to have this one under control. That was a lot of ultimates I just listed off. Yeah, that was also a Blizzard thrown in. We just invested all 5. That was a 8 ult fightament. 8 ult fight-amit. An 8 ult fight-amit. Let's just take a moment to reflect on that sentence. Support ult's available for Nightmare. Well, will be available. Just came back from the kitchen. I see a mini bull skunk. Yep. We had the camera redeem there from Warden. And Matrix now to layer over the top. Oh, beautiful headshot. Oh, Chopper doing their best shoe impression here on the point. And at 70% and counting, the Gong of Death means there's not time for a recontest. You just now get spawns. Remember, 0.6 seconds per percentage point. Even with a teleporter, I don't know if there's time. It's going to be close. NenWhy might actually make it. NenWhy makes it with a teleporter. They actually made it at the 70% mark. So, well, I mean, Aniyun gets 2 and ASD gets 2, and you don't really get much of a team fight out of it. I'm impressed you even got a touch. We are going to Gardens next. Something I remember, I was reminded of recently, and just a reminder to all y'all, you will not go diagonally ever across the map. And all you had is Gardens and Palace left, and since Palace and Temple were diagonally from each other, it was automatically Gardens. Both teams knew it was going to go to Gardens next no matter what. So just something to keep in mind there. A wide rotation up to the top of these stairs. You don't see teams use this all that often. Okay, they're going to go and push back down and back to our kind of default spots here. Ah, not that far, not for too much. I assumed we were going to get the Ant Matrix out of Graveyard. Graveyard swings towards the coast. He's going to throw the Ant Matrix here. Oh, wow. That was so close to manually getting booped off. ASD ends up having to use a self-destruct just to get back at mech, and I think Dion kind of got left out and cold through that bomb. First fight will go to Nightmare here. It's a good question, though. Yeah, we in fact are just seeing this as a preference. Vendetta is completely available. We saw Rocket play the Vendetta on Ilios. Sound barrier engage out of NenWhy. Dreamland now running in with Blizzard. Got it eaten! What a play there out of AST. Great read, and Talisman just got destroyed. Oh no, Rocket just jammed the sim weapon in their face and just kind of laughed the whole time. Like, ha ha ha, what Blizzard? What Blizzard? Ha ha. That's how Rocket laughs. I'm just saying. Wait, the colors are backwards? No, the colors are not backwards. Ah, you're trying to bait me. I see. It's on the Bull Skunk Bingo. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. Neptune does job to be here to help survive the OC. Talisman, after swapping over to the Venture, actually comes up with a late pick there. This is getting traded back and forth. There's no graveyard here. So you just have Lucio heals for Dion, who's gone into, who has the Ramatra and has an Annihilation to play with here. And yeah, who has gone into the Ramatra here for this fourth point. The last 2 points are very close quarters, so I like the swap. The Annihilation is not going to be enough to hold on here, though. You're just trying to stall by time. So here comes the form. See if you can buy enough time for reinforcements to show up. You've got to get Talisman and manually back into this thing as quickly as you can. They're having to deal with a Sim teleporter as Rocket is dancing around there through the far side. Now, back on point, gets a kill on the Talisman, throws on a photon barrier, and Dion, despite their best efforts, just holding up for dear life, cannot save this point. Nightmare takes map 2. Oh, you were talking about the kill feed colors. Yeah, that's just a bug. I have no control over that. I mean, Chopper's still just the GOAT. Chopper, the GOAT. Let's get that point on the board for Nightmare. Whew. God, I'm gonna sit here and take a sip of my tea, y'all. I need a hungry AST. Hungry AST. No blizzards here. There's no blizzards in Suravasa. Red 66 pick out of Dreamland. As Dreamland get their first pick of the night. Nightmare chose the opening map on Ilios as well, by the way. Which means we'll get our first side swap of the night. Which is what I thought you were, when you said the colors were wrong, that's what I thought you meant, where there's the banners up top. That's why I was like, no, they're not, they're fine. And here we go. We're going to do target Rocket. Although I think Rocket might, I don't know. These teams scrim each other more than I would. I would think Rocket would go back into the Vendetta here anyway. But we're gonna eliminate the option. I know Ring 66 is an awesome sim map, especially on defense. There used to be, I mean, there is an amazing sim defense setup between, you know, like the right side high ground on point A and Big Earls, and you can really make life difficult. So I could see Rocket actually choosing the sim on defense and using Vendetta on offense. Either way, Dreamland are not gonna give the best tracer in NA that option. Stats there for map number 2. Stats. ASTs 31 and 2. Ooh, Dion actually with a just gargantuan amount of damage. What else stands out besides the tanks? I mean, a really big comeback there from Chopper and Rocket. Chopper and Rocket kind of had the lead there in Elims there in the opening map. Actually, I think it's more a matter of keeping NenWhy and Graveyard quiet. And we kind of talked about this before map 1. Like that in a vacuum, Rocket and Chopper should, I think, have the edge over Manually and Talisman in the direct matchup, right? In the direct duel. But the NenWhy and Graveyard are so good at layering damage, at taking angles, and being threats. From the support category, from the support role, that they really have to be getting involved in these duels, I think, for Dreamland. And that's when Dreamland looks the best. So really, maybe they're on Suravasa. It was more of keeping Graveyard and NenWhy from being able to do that as much. I don't know. Let's keep an eye on that. I'm no coach. I'm just an artist, y'all. I'm just an artist who loves T2, and I've been casting this game for 6 years. So, you know what? We get in here and do the thing. 6.5, shit. But I'm not a coach, you know. Y'all help me out. We'll learn together. Let's see what happens here around. Keep an eye on that, though. We'll keep an eye on Graveyard and NenWhy. Do they have that same level of impact as we get set for Big Earls and Route 66, rather? We're heading to the map called Big Earls. Let's go. I owe you a ban. I owe you a ban. It was a Sigma ban out of Nightmare. So talking about removing options, once again, could have been a very strong defensive option there for Dion. So Dion instead is going to be showing us the, is showing us a hazard here. Or it's not a hazard. A Maul got here early. Still time to change their mind. We know on the defense, we will in fact get the Rocket Vendetta. We're getting the same comp we saw in Ilios, only with Chopper on a Soldier instead of a Freya. Dion comes out on the Zarya here. Does that mean we're going to go into... Yes. We will go into the Vendetta. You do keep a hit scan on the battlefield to match Chopper. There's, you know, quite long sight lines on Route 66, so that makes sense as opposed to trying to play the double flex DPS variation of the Zarya Vendetta. All right, right now, Talisman marking Rocket in a great overhead, yanks them out of the sky. You can see, I mean, 2 players from Nightmare peeled to make sure they can keep Rocket alive through that. You see the value they place, making sure they can keep their Vendetta standing. Good shot from Choppers. They've swung all the way on this wide flank. Talisman, though, able to pick them off since they were so separated from the crew. Oh, that vertical strike just barely missed Neptune. Oh, no. Talisman's kicking themselves for that one. You had that one, you know you had that, and you were just a centimeter off from ripping Neptune out of the sky. Still looks like Dreamland will come away with this one. Oh, popcorn. Oh, popcorn. Thank you, Maddie. Good call. Oh, Juice, I love y'all too. Thank y'all so much for being here. I love this community so much. Thank y'all so much for being here. What are we looking at? I'm watching for this Kitsune Rush to get built up for this defense because they're kind of, looks like they're kind of struggling to get stabilized. AST. Oh, was low health. That vertical slice ripped Talisman down, but they find revenge this time. Yeah, excuse me. Rocket is the one fighting the revenge, rather. Just to clarify that. Don't let the kill feed fool you, as it did me for like in my head. It flipped, but and I knew what I was saying anyway. That kill feed though, it does mess with you, doesn't it? Razor, thank you for being here, you goat. Kitsune Rush directly on top of Graveyard. Just had no chance to even swift step out. Nightmare's going to push forward. Dion gets stuck behind enemy lines, and the defense will hold with 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Really nice Kitsu out of Aniyun. The Graveyard ends up, you know, too far forward. Now, a whole host of ultimates. Only Kitsu being expended here. Headed up to the high ground. Talisman throws out the Sundering. Oh, gets booped down. That was kind of an interesting interaction there. I'm not quite sure I even saw that. I'm not sure what happened. We had sound barriers were invested, but this Nightmare squad is holding 5v3. They're trying to chase inside the clubhouse with this player advantage. And they will grab the prey they seek. A nice little cutting edge, just barely over the top of the point. Grab that kill on a Dion. That was cool. That was nice. It was clean. Zim Zip, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I appreciate that so much. All right. So with, I mean, double DPS ults and your sound barrier expended, I mean, it's still really no progress. And we'll see, you got pretty much matching out on the other side. So a low ground approach here from Dream with just this grab to work with. That's going to be the Sundering Blade out of Rocket from the top of the clubhouse. Was looking for manually, couldn't quite lock him down, ends up coming up with the kill afterwards. Aniyun trying to top off the team. Chopper's literal 1 health there on top of the high ground. Drop back down. Runs through the middle of the street, but gets caught in the grab. It's an enormous 5-player grab, but they all survive. Aniyun's Kitsu means you got double cooldowns. There was plenty to go around to help them live through that. And AST emerges with a double kill. 1:40 remaining in the time bank. Chopper's overclocked me. I mean, just detrimental. You blow through a couple of bubbles like they're nothing. Pop them like they're made of water. And it's exactly as soon as Dreamland is overstepped. You see 2 players caught inside the garage. Oh, and a nasty double kill. That first one was a collat through Dion, and then you come up with the follow-up headshot onto Dion. That was so sick. Chopper. Oh my goodness, what a display. That was so cool. Sound barrier out of both teams as Dreamland are trying to just fight their way up the top with 2 fights going on up and low. Manually helps find the kill in a rocket, but AST goes to join the low ground fight. The entire fight just descends into the streets of Route 66. Dreamland finding the kills as they rotate around. Chase Nightmare all the way up to this rooftop. AST does have a self-destruct for a little bit of a bonus. They're trying to get Rocket's ultimate up, I think. I don't know. Talisman just comes up here and cuts through them all. Really well-timed ambush as the overtime hits here for Dreamland to extend the life of Route 66. You watch for Rocket coming out low. AST makes it to the point, but they're already low on health. They're trying, I mean, the beam, everything's focused to get that D.Va down. And the Suzu will protect the remake. Gravin's gonna find too, and you come up with the kills. Rocket's sundering. Oh, I don't know. It's come and gone. It's been enough. I don't know where it went, but it magically did what it needed to. Oh my goodness. Ah, Father Nightmare is here. Welcome, Flack. Welcome. Well, the squad, the kiddos did not disappoint Father Nightmare. There's a huge, huge hole there on the back of Point B. When AST, first thing you see is AST pop out to try to hold cart, and it's just immediate, like 20% health. I didn't think it was going to go that way. Dion trying to beam you down. I don't know how you survive that if you're AST, but a beautiful Suzu is out of Aniyun to protect the self-destruct, protect the remake. And so all that aggro, I mean, just incredible aggro onto AST, and it ends up getting max value. All that time spent trying to get the anchor, trying to get the D.Va off cart, ends up being completely negated and wasted due to one well-timed Suzu. You had the ultimates in there. Okay, you know, Rocket able to clean up despite the grab coming in from Dion. Rocket gets a kill through it. I mean, somewhere a sundering was used. I don't even know what happened to Rocket sundering, but it did some sundering. And some thundering. No composition changes from either side. We'll poke and practically get to the corner. Rocket within soaring slice range of Big Earls, but immediately got forced back. Here comes the pursuit. I did say there were no comp changes. I lied. Talisman playing on a Tracer instead of pulling out their own Vendetta here. So actually a significant change defensively. And so just the amount of bubble value you're getting there and backline pressure. You know, just something a Vendetta can't do. You can't match that with a Vendetta. Oh, it happens. It happens, Ashura. It happens. Sometimes even I am at a loss for words. These teams are just so damn fun to watch. Give me a trade on Lucius here to start. Oh, Dion. Oh, no. Get up there. Oh, no, Dion. Flub the jump eventually is able to trip their way into a kill on the Viper. I mean, on the Viper. On the Chopper. Defense ends up holding. God, but it looked a little clumsy, didn't it? Oh, Aniyun's amazing. Has been for years. Absolutely. I agree. Aniyun deserves the praise. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Looking to catch up in the Kitsune rush department right now. Defense already has that, which means AST, I think, is going to be really careful. Can't push in because they don't have bomb, and you know you're running into Kitsu, so you can't just fly up to big Earls. So what do you do here? Okay, you wait for your own Kitsu. Exactly what we see. Try to melt through the Zarya, and Rocket's able to bring them down. The only thing you can't DM if you're, if you're AST. So you focus the Zarya out first. Aniyun actually has a great fight there. Comes up with an important kill on the graveyard to close it out. Apathy, thank you for the follow. Fire SB, appreciate it as well.
This ends now.
Mainly returns to the high ground with an overclock. Rocket just gonna block in your face. Oh, goes flying in with the boost on the sound barrier. Chopper has an OC here down low and has caught Talisman, reducing the number of countering options or contesting options rather. And Dion just backs away. Dreamland now have to hold point B for a little over 3 minutes. Congrats on Neptune for coming off of his hiatus, aka the off season. Congratulations on coming back from your retirement. Well, I mean, when you retired for taking a break for the time when there was no games to play. Centering blade on a rocket. Catches Talisman. I saw it this time, y'all. I saw it this time. Hey, Apathy, we're all learning here together. It's okay. I appreciate you being here. We're looking at ASD trying to clog the door. Chopper providing fire from the rooftop with the Kitsu to cover it all. Dion trying to recontest here out of the tunnel with a grab, but will not get it out there. Got completely gobbled up as ASD eats like their 6th ultimate on the day. This time it's a grab for dinner. And it's looking like Nightmare gonna eat hearty tonight as they will take Route 66. They move up to match point. Oh, this Chopper OC was so good. You got the kill through the Kiriko, or through the Zarya. You got the headshot of the Zarya, but you actually killed the Kiriko through the Zar, and then the second shot finishes off the Zar. Oh, that's a highlight of the week. That one should just immediately, right there, that's a highlight of the week for FACEIT. That was so good. That was so good. I think this Chopper player might be tier 1 ready. Just might be. This Chopper feller, I mean, Chopper feller is, has got some chops. You know, I'm telling you, this gamer's going places. So Runasapi pick out of Dreamland and try to force a map 5. Again, it's controlling Rocket and Chopper. It's giving room for Graveyard and NenWhy to get more active in the fight. Runasapi gives you more angles, a little less front back, and more angles to kind of play around. So I think this is just more of a comfortable playing field here for Dreamland. What do you ban out? I think ban is a very, very important question here. You've already used your Soj ban, right? So you try to ban the Lucio and bet in on Graveyard's Wuyong? Or do you go for a tank and try to ban out the Diva? AST's Diva has been a monster tonight. So I think that is an obvious go-to. But I think either of those, I could see merit in either of those. I could see vision in either of those. It is going to be the Diva. All right, let's go get some stats there for map 3. Who has SST play for? Yeah, Young was on that Young and Beautiful squad. Is an absolute next up. You know, is one of those AST is right there on the cusp of being OWCS ready. And absolute next up, we should all be keeping an eye on for sure. For sure. Really good question. It goes 28-2. They're on that map. I think AST would be your MVP of that map. And honestly, the way they're playing right now is probably, I mean, is looking to be MVP of the series if they keep this up. There've been so many eats, the clutch negates on the ultimates, right? These are big win conditions for Dreamland, right? These are big dream conditions for Dreamland. And AST time and time again is taking them off the battlefield. Thank you so much for the reminder, Maddie. What would I do without you? And it's going to be a Bastion ban. So we did see a little bit of the Bastion shenanigans on map 2. And Bastion's really good on Runasapi. You have angles, but you also have these big, long streets with high ground advantage. These kind of up and down, angled, long sight lines that are streets. Where the Bastion you get the combination of the long sight line plus being able to kind of play the, rotating around your cooldown and playing around your cooldown of the artillery, the assault configuration. It just ends up being a really nice combo, and it makes for a really good map for Bastion. Clear the inside rooms with the grenades and stuff. I can see the vision here from Nightmare on this ban. It's time for map 4. I want a map 5. I want more. I don't want it to end, y'all. I just hope Dreamland sends a map 5 because I want to see more of these amazing players on my screen. Let's get into Runasapi. Yeah, they pushed it. I'm sorry, Phoenix. They pushed up the match an hour on me. The team's rescheduled and started an hour earlier tonight. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Dion will go back into the Sigma. ASC into the Ramacha. This feels like very strong comfort picks for both of our tanks right out of the gate. And Talisman into the Bay. AST gets the brunt of both of the aforementioned heroes. Really good opener there for Dreamland. We do have Rocket returning into the Symmetra here for Runasapi. Oh, that's bullied! I told you there's NenWhy and Graveyard getting involved. And then, I mean, when you get these two able to get in the fight like that, and you send a DPS of Rocket's caliber just back to spawn in the blink of an eye like that, that's when Dreamland are looking gone. That was nasty. Hey, what's up, Axe? And yeah, early. I was going to say. Oh, good block on the wall. We'll keep the Kitsune rush from getting around the corner. This allows for a safer disengage here through jump pad. Graveyard has built up towards their own. Muted streamer, how the hell did that happen? What the? How the hell did that happen? I must have like just fat fingered the mute button. That's unfortunate. I'm so sorry. There's a genuine one for the Bull Skunk Bingo. Yeah, it'll be 2 minutes. Not even sure how that happened, y'all. Not even sure how that happened. Gravitic Flux will win this fight out. It's a nice Flux Blizzard combo. I must have just fat fingered it on my stream deck. I did not intentionally mute for any reason. So I'm so sorry. Because I have all the POVs, the player POVs are on my stream deck. So I must have been like trying to hit NenWhy. The NenWhy POV is directly above my mute button. So I'm guessing I like tried to hit the NenWhy POV and just barely caught the mute button with the bottom of my thumb and didn't realize it. Oh, Juice, you're too kind. Hollander, appreciate the follow. Oh, you're too kind, Juice. No, it's the best 2 minutes of the series. It's the best 2 minutes. It's just a, it's a palate cleanser. Gives you a moment to appreciate just the gameplay. You revel in the silence, and then boom, we're back with the hype. We're back in with a Gravitic Flux and an Annihilation, but NenWhy Sound Barrier is perfectly timed. Still, Dion swings wide, takes a lot of the aggro, trades from both sides. The Annihilation persists. AST will chase out manually. Nightmare win another team fight. An opportunity to steal the lead away this time. Let's see. It's been just such a back and forth on this map. I mean, look how close we are in deaths. It's actually Nightmare who appear to have fewer deaths. But it's Dreamland who are protecting the lead. OW Arch, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Or Arc. Could be either, I suppose. Nice play around the barrier. Dion's got no cooldowns left, though. A beautiful wall on the Talisman has kept them alive. And Talisman's going to throw in a blizzard. There's no Demon to eat this one up. And ASD's caught in the dead center of it all. Runasapi getting a bit chilly. Dreamland protect their lead by a solid 10 meters. Rocket's going to go ahead and invest in this sim barrier. See if the Photog can get it done. Chopper's able to find NenWhy through this, but Dion is still the final raid boss here. Rocket claims another one, but a beautiful creation will put Aniyun down. Just Lucio heals left for the dynamic DPS duo to try to get this done, and it's not going to be enough. I was wondering why I'm hearing a voice. I also have Putter's stream open. Hey, that's a good stream to have open. Base stream to have open. I see you are a gamer of taste. This is going to be a messy fight. Chopper's going to open this one up. You've got double support ults available for each side. The OCs are currently in play for each side. This is bought Nightmare enough room to get to the top of this hill. Play around these long sightlines that I was talking about. They're going to use that. They're going to push down to Courtyard. Now this means that one fight could potentially give them the lead. They're able to force Dion back. Kitsune rushes traded. Dion trying to play around the little food kiosk and a beautiful wall and put AST into the grave before Neptune can get the beat in. NenWhy did not have the sound barrier yet, so this is clutch. This is crucial. Nightmare would have won that fight if they were able to keep AST alive, I think, but Rocket's still behind. Wait a minute. Rocket just killed everyone. What the? No shot. No shot. Rocket turns that. Nightmare have the lead. What happened? As I'm like trying to process the previous fight, Rocket just turns around and laser beams the entirety of Dreamland. 7-meter lead now for Nightmare to close out the series. Now I'm paranoid I'm muted. Now I'm keep looking down to make sure I'm not muted. Beautiful wall. This has caught AST several times on this map. The photon barrier from Rocket saves them this time. So teleports behind Dreamland. I don't know if they ever even saw Rocket. They actually dropped the sound barrier. Maybe they did. Just made the call. Try to ignore him as best they can, but you've lost Dion. They must not have gotten the beat. Honestly, didn't see. Nightmare are in such a good position. They inch the bot forward. We'll get a final fight. At least one. Blizzard wall. AST sneaks out through the crevice. Nemesis form annihilation is surrounded by Dreamland players, but NenWhy gets too close to the sun. I think Extinction. I think Nightmare have got this one. I think my brain just broke. Dion comes back, gets a. Just gets chunked down too low. Nightmare will hang on and take Dreamland down. Nightmare stay as the only undefeated team left here in Master Division. Through the scuff of it all. You even got a couple bull skunk points in there. Wing Knight, thank you for the follow. We had Grok Easy coming through with the follow as well. I appreciate y'all. GG's. Wow, GG's. I hope it was everything y'all expected. That was a hell of a match. Let's go look at some stats there for map 4. I think AST has to be your player of the match. Dion, actually, once again, I mean, look at the damage output from Dion. God, such a good Sigma. But AST just ate up so many good ultimates. Felt like every map there on the Diva, they're eating up ultimates. I mean, that Blizzard, the Blizzard eat and the grab was so good too. And despite how outstanding Rocket and Chopper always are, always a beat. I mean, jeez, I want to see that Rocket clutch. That Rocket clutch. Rocket's probably your MVP of that map. Yeah, this Rocket kid's kind of good. It's kind of the MVP of the map. But overall, I think I've got to give astdesign your player of the match. What a great series. Nightmare took a rocket to planet Neptune to chop it up. Rocket and Chopper, I mean, too strong. AST is absolutely next ups. What a potent and fun team. That was a great match. Man, I think I'll switch between me. One of my favorite matches of the season. Sorry it was a little bit earlier than usual. Man, was that an absolute blast. That was so good.